Hello Bakugan Brawlers, I don't think you will ever find me more giddy than it is today. Today, I have received probably my biggest Bakugan grail. I do not think there is a more expensive Bakugan in the Gundalian format. This is Pyrus Ziperator. He has been a grail of mine for probably years. So let's go check it out. Oh my god. That is amazing. That just looks right. And the ring is so heavy. What the heck? And what made this one really special was the fact that he had both the ripcord and he had the card. But I didn't think it was going to be possible. International shipping to the USA was going to cost me like about $50, give or take. But I then remembered that I had a friend in Norway. And so I want to give a shout out to Bohan. He happened to have family over and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll drive out and I'll go meet up with this stranger. And I was so happy that he had the complete set. So he is a Baku Zoom with the ripcord, as you see right here. So here it is, it threads through here. Most ripcords are by default left-handed. Okay, let's let her rip. Oh my god, he looks right. He just looks right. You will see a little bit of damage there. We were already aware of that. You know, how many Pyrus Ziperators can you find? Wow, 1050 Gs. But wow, I loved seeing Alexis's darkest version because it looked epic. But now that I'm seeing him in Pyrus, he just looks right. He's got the green buggy eyes, the yellow ears. It's the most iconic one, the one who gave the power to Lumino. Not much in terms of manual parts. If you see here, there's a little tailpiece. That's pretty much it. I guess it's just a stabilizer when he sits on a gate card. The head matches up perfectly with the two prongs. So it's like how you close him is that his ears are stuck by the battle gear magnet. It's such an ingenious design. See, if I try closing him right now, they fit right around it, and then I close the ears. The reason why Ziperator is so invaluable is just because of how generic it is. So Ziperator evolves from any Baku core under 710 Gs. So this is any core Bakugan with no special effects. There's a difference between a special treatment and a special attack. Special treatment just means that it has a special color to them, but special attacks have like special rules designed to them, and this does include Baku zones such as Ziperator. So with that in mind, the fact that there's so many Bakugan can evolve from him means that in most brawls you have the opportunity to pivot into Ziperator. I'm so happy to have the card. I wish that they made a Ventus Ziperator like in the anime, right? What was that, like episode 8 or 10? And Ventus Ziperator just looks so good. But I think they only made the other ones. Something that I think not a lot of people know is that his head actually comes down for battle gear. In general, his back is completely open for almost any battle gear to sit on. But if, for example, you have like a Gigarth, he can actually pull his head down. It's just a little scary for how much I paid for him. Ta-da! So if I go grab like a Gigarth right now, you will see it work. Okay. Oof, that's big. So yeah, see, this allows the arms to sit over his head. Let me also just pull out Chompix as well as another example. So that allows him to perfectly go right over his head. So I liked that small little engineering that they did there. Nah, okay, I guess not. You'd have to thread the feet underneath. Nope. Doesn't fit. Okay. Okay, so it works for Chompix, but I really like how just that small little feature was just something that could be calculated for. Just because Ziperator doesn't have a battle gear, I'm just gonna grab a Terra Crest right now. Wow, that head feature is more relevant than I thought. He actually swerves quite a bit for a zoom. He actually has a lot of tricks. And I don't really notice that with my other Turbine Bakugan. So here's my Turbine Hades, and I want to say he's pretty straightforward, right? Maybe a small little swerve to the right. But with Ziperator, he can actually lean and swerve in and out, and I've never seen that before. And I want to say that has to do with Ziperator's metal ring. Because it's so heavy, when he swerves, it fully moves the Bakugan, and then the air allows him to wheel back because it's spinning. And I think that's so much better than how the turbines, they're hidden inside the body, but it only changes it gyroscopically, and this one like fully carries the whole weight. I'm gonna give you guys a quick showcase. Feel free to enjoy. It is just night and day the performance you can get out of him. I'm not even mad that I missed him. This is just so much fun. Whoa, critical knockout. Wow. Something that I don't think people can really tell you is that when you throw Ziperator, it's a little bit difficult because his ring is right there in the middle. So naturally, you're trying to thread it and throw him like a normal Bakugan, but because of the ring, you have to stay out of the way, else he doesn't thread. So like you kind of have to throw him like from his top. So you have to make sure that when you throw him at an angle. Typically a forward angle, but for Hades, for example, I have an easier time throwing him with a backward angle. I do have plans to make a Baku Zoom video, so stay tuned for that. He's absolutely gorgeous and just the grail of my life. I'm not even sure if like Void Elysoids or Glotronoids come to his value. A Pyrus one is roughly, give or take, around 200, and I was very happy with the deal that I made with Tobias. Thank you so much, Tobias. This was honestly one of my dreams come true, and thank you, Bohan. Without you, I really was not ready to make this purchase. Be on the lookout for my 400 subscriber Gundalian